The apartment where my child and I live was filled with cockroaches. They were crawling all over our food plate when we sit down to eat. And literally, I saw thousands of others crawling all over the apartment walls.
I went to a homeless shelter when I was in my early 20s. I had a son, and I got into Brookline housing. And the ability to lock that door and be in my apartment with no one telling me I had to do this or that saved my life.
The problem that we're having with our state public housing is there's not enough money to keep the units in good shape for the residents who live there. In 2005, Harvard did a cost study which said that the cost of operating state public housing was $105 million a year. That year, housing authorities received half that amount. We still don't get that amount 18 years later. The cost now is $184 million after cost of living increases and inflation. We need billions of dollars.
Wellesley isn't segregated by accident. No, nor are its neighbor suburbs. Over the years, zoning laws, realtor practices, even urban renewal have had their impact to ensure the community stays wealthy and white.
That's correct.
The MBTA Communities Act could significantly give us a step forward to bring more multi-family housing to Wellesley.
As a board member of Dorchester Bay, I know how hard it is to build affordable housing. I have seen the impact of this housing crisis on my Dorchester community. This is the type of crisis that has touched family members, friends, co-workers, congregations. For decades, our housing production has not kept up with our job growth. This has resulted in skyrocketing rents, huge increases in housing prices. If you are low income, lower middle income, the dream of home ownership has become a nightmare.
That's right.
I'm renting a very expensive studio where I live with my disabled daughter, Julia, and our rent is $2,929 a month. I'm struggling to find money. I need help.
This happened to Sharon. Sharon bounced around from shelter to shelter. Sharon had health problems when we were incarcerated. She ended up in the hospital several times. She would call me from her hospital bed happy because she had a warm bed to sleep in.
For an individual that was never able to complete probation and now being able to complete that, be housed, stay focused, stay offense-free, it wouldn't be without, the one decided fact that I never had before, which is housing.
And I came out of prison with a state ID. Now you might say, what has that got to do with housing? Everything. Without an ID, you are not going to find a place to sleep.
That's right.
You're not getting into a shelter. You're not getting into a halfway house. You're not getting into a sober house. You're not checking into a hotel.
Put one foot in front of the other and lead with